Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. This is Haley from Top 5 Choices, and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I am going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best projectors, 2022. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use it for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. The LS12000 is a bit of a beast. This isn't your little shelf-top projector you set at the back of the room for a casual home theater. This is a purpose-built machine for a next-level home cinema. It comes in a substantial housing that feels well-built, looks elegant, and is actually not overwhelmingly heavy. Despite its size, the LS12000 is ready for a variety of setups and flexes to meet its positioning. We set our unit up on a mantle at the back of a living room, roughly 14 feet from the opposite wall. Thanks to the projector's optical zoom, we can easily squeeze down the image to fit in the available space on our wall without sacrificing detail, as with digital zoom. From there, the wide vertical and horizontal lens shift range lets us further center the picture, all without having to move the projector. Essentially, it's easy to find a convenient place to set the projector and then use its powerful adjustment tools to project the image where it fits best. The projector doesn't do this automatically, nor does it autofocus, but it makes the process fairly accessible without having to dive too deep into menus. The package is pretty bare bones for anyone expecting an all-in-one entertainment device. It's a centerpiece, for sure, but you'll have to build around it. The kit includes just the projector itself, a beefy remote control, a port cover that can snap onto the back, and a ceiling mounting kit. There's no smart TV operating system running on board, and there aren't even speakers. This is just your display, and you'll very likely want to run it to an AV receiver because it only has 2 HDMI ports. Thankfully, they're both high bandwidth, 48 gigabits per second HDMI 2.1 ports capable of 4K/120 Hz, which the projector actually supports, as well as the ARC on one of them. The ViewSonic PJD7828 HDL is an impressive value for $589. It delivers the best contrast and three-dimensionality of any of its sub-$700 competition. And color is superb right out of the box. It ties with only one other projector for the closest color match to a reference image. It also sharply focused from edge to edge, offers a 16.4 milliseconds input lag for gamers, and provides a 1.3x zoom for greater setup flexibility than most of its competition. If you need yet another reason to consider it, it is bright enough even with our video-optimized settings for a 155-inch 16:9 image in a dark room with a 1.3 gain screen or a 100 image in a room with moderate ambient light. The PJD7828 HDL is rated at 3200 ANSI lumens. The measured ANSI lumen output for each of its predefined color modes, using both normal and eco lamp power, and the widest angle setting for the lens, video-optimized lumens. For film and video, movie mode with brilliant color turned off delivers a close color match to a reference projector as well as contrast and image depth that's a step above any of its sub-$700 competition. Measured brightness is 927 ANSI lumens, enough with a 1.0 gain screen for a 135-inch diagonal 16:9 image in a dark room or an 85 image in a room with moderate ambient light. With a 1.3 gain screen, the sizes jump to 155-inch in a dark room and 100 with ambient light. Video performance. The PJD7828 HDL is also well suited for larger images or brighter rooms. Standard, ViewMatch sRGB, and movie modes all offer color for film and video straight out of the box. That's well within the realm of realistic. Taking these one by one, lens memories are helpful for those with a 2.35:1 aspect ratio scope-style screen who want to retain a constant image height (CIH) display with 16:9 content without the use of an expensive anamorphic lens attachment and sled. Its omission will deter some users, but probably not many, and the VW295 does have anamorphic picture modes to match a 1.24x or 1.32x lens if needed. The omission of a dynamic or even manual iris to help shut down light from the lamp would noticeably compromise the ultimate black floor and contrast on dark scenes compared with same-generation Sony models offering this feature, or a control for modulating the laser in those models. It's reasonable that Sony would hold this for its premium projectors, though disappointing not to have it in a $4,999 projector. This absence is somewhat mitigated by inclusion of Sony's latest SXRDL COS imagers, the same device used in the VW285, which benefits from improvements to the reflective layer at the back of the chip that help to deepen blacks. Sony has also made adjustments to its HDR tone mapping this year versus the VW285 to preserve more detail in dark areas. I'll have more to say later about the 295ES blacks and contrast. The 1500 lumen brightness rating stands out at a time when many projectors are up in the 2000 and above lumen range, which becomes more critical for ambient light viewing or with very large screens where you might bump up against the VW285's limits. Sony's other models range from 1800 lumens up to 2200 in the VW995ES before jumping to 5000 lumens in the VW5000ES. I should note that our sample also fell a bit short of its spec in our ANSI lumen measurements. Still, with average-sized screens, say, up to 120 inches, it should offer up good brightness for a dark-room theater or moderate ambient light viewing. More to come on that as well. Color presets. The VPL VW295ES has a whopping 9 picture presets: Cinema Film 1, Cinema Film 2, Reference, TV, Photo, Game, Bright Cinema, Bright TV, and an adjustable user mode that starts out with settings equivalent to Reference. To Sony's credit, there wasn't a dog among them, although some proved closer to an enthusiast's needs than others. The Cinema Film 1, Cinema Film 2, and Reference are the 3 modes with defaults targeting the desired D65 white point for home theater purists in a dark theater. All other modes except for Photo default to a slightly cooler/bluer D75 color temp, Photo defaults to a warmer/pinker D55. Not even the brightest modes, Bright TV and Game, were excessively green or in any other way unusable, as is often found in other projectors. Beyond its 4K advantage, the 5040UB has other features that by themselves justify most of the difference in price between it and conventional 1080p models. At the top of the list is the all-glass, 16-piece 2.1x zoom lens that is designed for 4K performance. The lens system has motorized zoom, lens shift, and focus, with a lens shift range that no other projector exceeds. And conveniently, the powered lens memory feature lets you save 10 lens positions and adjust all 3 settings with a single command for constant image height, CIH, operation with a CinemaScope 2.4:1 screen without the bother or cost of an anamorphic lens. The 5040UB boasts HDR compatibility as well as the ability to display the entire sRGB and DCI color spaces. And when it comes to lumen power, the 5040UB delivers more than it promises. Epson rates it at 2500 lumens for both white and color brightness. But that is pretty much what it gives you in video-optimized calibration. In its brightest mode, we measured it at roughly 3500 lumens, which makes it suitable for an even wider range of lighting conditions. The high brightness will let it stand up to ambient light, while the HDR support is best reserved for dark theater viewing. In addition to running our usual tests for this review, we did side-by-side comparisons of the 5040UB with the Epson 3900 and Sony HW45ES, 2 highly capable 1080p models priced about $700 below the 5040UB. The results are discussed in detail in the Epson 3900 review and the Sony HW45ES review. In a market that has recently been focusing more on LED and laser light engine technology, the Optoma UHD35 uses a tried and true 240-watt lamp. It's a bright, budget home theater projector, rated at 3600 lumens, that can hold up well to some daytime ambient light, although my measurements came in well below that. More on that later. Of course, having the lamp means eventual lamp replacement for $249. You can find retailers on Projector Central's lamp page that you'll need to tack on to the $1,299 price. But even if you're watching the average amount of TV for Americans, 28 hours per week, according to Nielsen Company, that's still over 2.5 years with bright lamp mode life expectancy, 4,000 hours. Eco will last up to 10,000 hours, almost 7 years, or 15,000 hours in dynamic, a little over 10 years. The Optoma UHD35 has a single 0.47-inch DLP 4K chip and uses XPR, expanded pixel resolution, technology, also referred to as fast pixel switching, to achieve full 4K, 3840 by 2160 resolution. XPR is Texas Instruments' superfast pixel shifting that quadruples the apparent resolution of the native 1080p chip to put up all the pixels in a full frame of UHD video. Pixel shifting, even TI's version, always brings with it some healthy debate on actual image quality, but at least in the case of the UHD35, the 4K image looks highly detailed and far better than a native 1080p, 1920 by 1080 picture. For more information about pixel shifting technology and comparisons between true 4K and XPR 4K, check out our projector resolution shootout. HDR10 and HLG are both supported on the UHD35, as well as 3D, frame packed at 24Hz if from a Blu-ray player, frame sequential at 120Hz from a PC. Optoma touts the UHD35 as providing a next-generation 4K UHD home theater and gaming experience. To support that claim for gaming, the Projectors Enhanced Gaming Mode has the capability for a 240Hz refresh rate, if your computer can provide that, and an incredibly low input lag of 4.2 milliseconds at 240Hz. If you're gaming on a console, the refresh rate will be limited to 120Hz, because of the console limitation, not the projector, with a lag of 8.9 milliseconds. Anything above a 60Hz signal will max out at 1080p, though, as the UHD35 only has HDMI 2.0 ports, 4K/120 requires the larger bandwidth of HDMI 2.1.